Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are, April 30th, 1995 Island Highway at Nesbitt's Island Coffee. Now, won't this be an April that'll be long, long, long remembered? Now, April has shed the light on a couple of things. You know, while our governments bail out banks and billionaire corporations, and all sorts of craziness. I see even now professional sports leagues are looking for a bailout. These are owned by billionaires, folks. And it has shed the spotlight on how shoddily and how inefficiently we look after our senior citizens. It just didn't happen in April. This has been going on for a long, long time. Senior citizens and people with disabilities aren't treated as well as most people treat their pets. Now, if you haven't seen that yet, well, you haven't been paying attention. And I think there is no excuse for people not to be paying attention to this. I mean, it's a disgrace, despicable. It just should not happen. Especially in countries that claim to be inclusive and caring, and all the political correct statements that our Prime Minister and the so-called democratic caring people push on us. They don't give a shit about people in seniors' homes, and that happened for a long time. Even our Minister of Health has not visited one, which she said on CBC. The last time she was there was to give somebody a card for their 100th birthday. I don't know. I think it's time to really give our head a shake. Our heads a shake, I should say. Well, maybe you don't agree, and that's okay. If you think we're treating seniors and people with disabilities fairly, great. But I don't think we have been, and I don't think we are. From the care, the efficiency of service, from the training of people who are supposed to be looking after those people, it's all you can call it is a bloody disgrace. It's sort of sad. The other thing, I'm going to post a couple of links to some really interesting articles from Newsweek and from CBC, and about the Wuhan lab, the Fauci connection, and the Winnipeg connection. Nobody's talking much about this, you know. No, I'm not sure, is this, China has a great PR move afoot. Is this instigated by them, or is this factual? And I think it really deserves reading and looking and listening to, so people can get to the bottom of it. One thing I know for sure is that Canada in particular, we let too many foreign people into our universities with control, on the controlling end, into our national security outlets and labs and what have you. And I think again that's just shoddy government. Shoddy government. And you say, well, government isn't shoddy. Well, hell, they couldn't even keep a stock of emergency equipment. I just see a bunch of cars driving by, honking and balloons and saluting essential service workers. Well, that's all great to parade around and be idiots. But why don't we get to the bottom of this and hold people account to who are doing that? The most junior person in a parts store would be fired for not keeping stock in place. Yet our government fiddle farts around, and we still don't have equipment. But anyway, I think April will be long remembered as we look back. Not only, and another thing with April, this is a time when the Western world shut down the economy. Think about that. The Western world has shut down the economy. Why would we want to trash our own economies? And if anybody thinks we're not trashing it, well, you're just, again, give your head a shake. I mean, it's pretty, you obviously maybe haven't been in business. It just totally blows the mind why they do that. I think if we're led by people like the World Health Organization who are dictating all of this, and we don't have our own efficient people in place, there is something wrong. And we don't have a health minister in place who is efficient. She does not have a medical degree. She's a graphic artist or whatever the hell she is. Maybe a very nice lady, but was she put in that position just to keep, because it's 2000 whatever, keep the sexual balance, or was she put there because of her brain power and her knowledge? We don't ask those kind of questions, but I think it's time we started asking those kind of questions. Now maybe you disagree, and hey, that's all well and good. Fire emails at me. Let's get that conversation going, because that's the only way that we can really take a serious idea and get discussing it without getting personal about it. It's the idea on the table that is important. So anyway, I'm going to put those links on. And I talk to a lot of people say, we don't look at the links because blah, 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 blah. Maybe people just don't want to know. They're comfortable picking up their $2,000 check at home, sitting in the sun or in the rain, not having to worry about anything, waiting for Joe to call, hey Sam, your job is, we're ready to go back to work. If that happens. So again, I challenge people to look at this stuff. I challenge people to think. Get off our butts and think. Because I don't think the average person realized what's happened to us. What's happening to us. When a 17-year-old kid gets a $700 and some odd dollar fine for shooting hoops on his own in an empty park, there's something wrong with the picture. Something wrong with the picture. And if we don't stand up and say something, maybe it's too late to stand up and say something. But when you look back at April and you haven't said anything, you haven't done anything, and you're talking to your grandchildren, well, what are you going to tell them? Well, we just didn't pay attention. We were watching reruns of baseball games or hockey games. Sort of crazy. Well, anyway, goodbye to April. Bye for now. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye for now.